Hello everyone, welcome to Talvinder's Bookland. Today we're going to talk about a book that has left an indispensable mark on my soul, The Alchemist, written by Brazilian author Paulo Coelho in 1988. It's just not this book have changed millions of lives, but all the quotes in this book have inspired the readers all over the years. The Alchemist was initially written and published in Portuguese. It is an international bestseller and has been translated to more than 70 languages. The book is relatively short and have around 165 pages. A recurring dream troubles Santiago, a young and adventurous Andalusian shepherd. He has the dream every time he sleeps under a sycamore tree that grows out of the ruins of a church. During the dream, a child tells him to seek treasure at the foot of Egyptian pyramids. Santiago consults a gypsy woman to interpret the dream, and to his surprise, she tells him to go to Egypt. A strange, magical old man named Malzad, who claims to be king of Salem, echoes the gypsy's advice and tells Santiago that it is his personal legend to journey to the pyramids. Malch convinces Santiago to sell his flock and set off to Tangier. When Santiago arrives in Tangier, a thief robs him, forcing him to find work with the local crystal merchant. The conservative and kindly merchant teaches Santiago several lessons, and Santiago encourages the merchant to take risk with his business. The risk pays off, and Santiago becomes a rich man in just 1 year. Now Santiago decides to cash in his earnings and continue pursuing his personal legend to find treasure at the pyramids. He joins a caravan crossing the Sahara Desert toward Egypt and meets an Englishman who is studying to become an alchemist. He learns a lot from the Englishman during the journey. For one, he learns that the secret of alchemy is written on the stone called Emerald Tablet. The ultimate creation of alchemy is the master work, which consists of a solid called the philosopher's stone that can turn a lead into gold, and a liquid called the elixir of life that can cure all the illness. Santiago learns the Englishman is traveling with the caravan to Sahara oasis of Alfayum, where a powerful 200-year-old alchemist resides. The Englishman's plan to ask Alchemist the secret of his trade. As it turns out, the caravan must make an extended stop in Alfayum in order to avoid increasingly violent tribal wars taking place in the desert. There Santiago falls in love with Fatima, who lives at the oasis. During a walk in the desert, Santiago witnesses an omen that predicts an attack on the historically neutral oasis. He warns the tribal chieftains of the attack, and as a result, Alfayum successfully defends itself against the assault. The alchemist gets word of Santiago's vision and invites Santiago on a trip into the desert, during which he teaches Santiago about the importance of listening to his heart and pursuing his destiny, personal legend. He convinces Santiago to leave Fatima and the caravan for the time to finish his journey to the pyramids. A very tough decision to make, and he offers to accompany Santiago on the next leg of his trip. While the alchemist and Santiago continue through the desert, The alchemist shares much of his wisdom about the soul of the world. They are mere days away from the pyramids when a tribe of Arab soldiers captures them. In exchange for his life and the life of Santiago, the alchemist hands over to the tribe all of the Santiago's money and tells the soldier that Santiago is a powerful alchemist who will turn into wind within 3 days. Who will turn into wind within 3 days. Santiago feels alarmed because he has no idea how to turn into the wind. And over the next 3 days, he contemplates the desert. On the 3rd day, he communicates with the wind and the sun and coaxes them to help him to create a tremendous sandstorm. He prays to the hand that wrote all, and at the height of the storm he disappears. He appears on the other side of the camp, and the tribesmen, awed by the power of the storm and by Santiago's ability, let him and the alchemist go free. The alchemist continues to travel with Santiago as far as Coptic monastery, several hours from the pyramids. There he demonstrates to Santiago his ability to turn lead into gold using the philosopher's stone. He gives Santiago gold and sends him off. Santiago begins digging for a treasure at the foot of the pyramids, but 2 men accost him and beat him. When Santiago speaks to them about his dream vision, they decide he must have no money and let him live. Before leaving, one of the men tries to illustrate the worthlessness of dreams by telling Santiago about his own dream. It concerns a treasure buried in an abandoned church in Spain where the sycamore tree grows. It concerns a treasure buried in an abandoned church in Spain where a sycamore tree grows. The church is the same one in which Santiago had his original dream, and he finally understands where his treasure is. He returns to Spain to find a chest of jewels and gold buried under the sycamore tree, and plans to return to Alfom, where he will reunite with Fatima, who awaits him, his lady love. The alchemist does not get away from the fact that dreams have a price. But Brazilian author has said in interviews, Coelho has said in interviews, not living your dream also has a price. Each person has a destiny that exists independently of others. It is a thing that you would do, even if you had all the love, all the people and money you want, and still you want to pursue your dream. That is your true purpose. In my final comments, much of self-help literature is about pursuing a destiny, but dreams do not always pull us along. They speak persistently but quietly, and does not take much effort to smother the inner voice. Who is willing to risk effort, comfort, routine, security, and existing relationships to follow something that to others looks like a mirage? It takes courage. And this book becomes the constant companion of people who need to make fearless decisions daily to keep true to a larger vision. I have taken out one of my favorite quotes out of the book, which I'm going to repeat right here and read for you. One's personal destiny is what you have always wanted to accomplish when they are young, knows what their personal legend or what their destiny is. Tell your heart that the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself, and that no heart has ever suffered when it goes in search of its dream, because every second of this search is a second's encounter with God and with eternity. If someone isn't what other wants them to be, the others become angry. Everyone seems to have a clear idea of how other people should lead their lives, but no one knows about his or her own. Love is not to be found in someone else, but in ourselves. We simply awaken it, but in order to do that, we need the other person. One is loved because one is loved. No reason is needed for loving. You can become blind by seeing each day as a similar one. Each day is a different one. Each day brings a miracle of its own. It's just a matter of paying attention to this miracle. It is possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. There is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve: the fear of failure. When you want something, all the universe conspire in helping you to achieve it. When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. There is one great truth on this planet. Whoever you are, or whatever it is that you do, when you want something, it is because that desire originated in the soul of the universe. It is your mission on earth. This belief is a marvelous one, a support for anyone embarking on an important project. The universe conspiring, it is more precisely a reflection of your determination to make something happen. I think this book appeals to everyone because we all have dreams, and sometimes we just want someone to tell us that they may come true. Overall, The Alchemist is very exciting fictional novel, and it deserves a space at everyone's bookshelf. In a nutshell, we too easily give up on our dreams, yet the universe is always ready to help us fulfill them. Keep listening and keep dreaming. Keep listening to your inner voice. Keep listening to the omens. Keep listening to the signs and follow your dreams. I will stay tuned. I will see you with the next audiobook.